Welcome back to RMS. Right, this one, I don't know what's going on. It could be an interesting one or it could be a quick one. I don't know. This BMW has been in for an MOT. After it's passed its MOT, I'm not sure what happened, but I don't know if the customer went to pick it up and it broke down on the way out, or whether the garage is saying it broke down on the way out of the MOT bay. I'm not sure, but something happened. It broke down after the MOT. Didn't make it out the garage. So apparently a lot of smelling from around the battery. They suspect the battery might have failed and it's just gone dead and there's nothing they can do. Bit strange, you know, why a jump pack hasn't fixed it or disconnected the battery, maybe connect up another one, I don't know. If it is just a battery, it's going to be a very boring video, but I thought we'd show you some of the smaller jobs what we do get in. So let's go through this one, see what we can find. So the first thing we're going to do is obviously check the battery voltage. We're not going to do any drop tests on it or anything like that and see what the exact battery voltage is, and then we'll see if it cranks over, and then yeah, go from there. So we're going to use our Mechanic Mindset voltmeter. So we've just spent a couple of days with Darren Quinn up at the Mechanic Show 2025 up at Sandown Park, and yeah, we spoke about a lot more things we want to do with his channel, what we're going to make for him, some more in-depth videos. So yeah, go and check him out. There is a link down below. It is so cheap. It's something like £12 a month or £120 if you sign up for the year, and you get one of these. It's cool. So let's just check what voltage we got in there. 12.4 volts. I would think this is going to crank over. I can't see it being a completely dead battery, you know. So, right, let's try that. Does it crank? Does it not crank? Not a battery then. Well. Well, there we go. Right, so it's obviously not the battery. So we're going to give it a scan. People obviously ask us all the time, even when we're doing battery changes and stuff, did you scan it? Did you see what that was doing? Did you see what fault codes were in it? Did you look in the live data to see what the door switches are doing, etc. like that? You know, you need your first lot of information first, your basic checks, and then we start going to it a bit deeper than what sort of we normally do. So this is going to be the point we're going to scan it, see what we've got in what modules, and yeah, we'll go from there. So let's get it scanned. We're going to get the think card on it. Let's see what it's got in there. Okay, right, let's give this a scan. It's obviously pulled up the VIN number of the car. It's going to scan through it. Oh, we've got 6 in engine. We've got 1 in CAS module. I've got someone driving down, ruining the shot. Ain't fair, is it? Oh, he's gone. Beautiful. So, there we go. So we've got 6 in engine control module. Charge air pressure, all glow plugs, and rail pressure monitoring. Let's just look what's in the CAS. What have we got? Road speed, instrument cluster, fuel pump. Right, so we've got low fuel pump or low pressure in the engine ECU and in the instruments. Got that. Stepper motor on the left and the right. It's nothing to do with it. And what we got in junction box, auxiliary water pump, nothing too serious. So if we go ahead and look at the fuel pressure in the engine, let's see what that's doing. It could be fuel related, but is it high pressure fuel, low pressure fuel? Read data stream, general. Okay, select all and okay. Right, so what have we got? So it wants to see around 400 bar, and it is seeing 4 bar, 6 bar, 4 bar. Right, let's have a quick look while I'm in there. Let's bring you along as well. Whoop. So what we got? 21 bar. And dropping. Right, we have got, so we've got a fuel pressure issue. I can't hear the fuel pump in the tank, and I don't know how these work, whether they're just relayed or whether they've got a control module, but it did say in the instrument cluster fuel pump control. So let's get a diagram up and see what that shows us. Right, so we're going to try out a new system from Hella Gutman. They sent this through to us. Want to see if we can get on with it, see if we like it. It's very similar to a few of the other ones, but it is rewritten stuff. It's not like all data where it is genuine diagrams, but sometimes it is a little bit easier to go through. So hopefully this will give us, have we got components? I've not used this, so I want fuel pump. That's fuel pump ECU. Let's go to that. Okay, right, I'll show you this. So over this side, we found all our components and down to fuel pump ECU, which has brought us to this. So that's showing us that that's the fuel pump inside the pump. So we've got two wires going to it, live and earth, I would think. Fuel pump, see thing there. We've got automatic transmission ECU, but that's not that. We've got a fuel pump relay or a terminal 30 relay, which powers up fuse 35. In what fuse box does it tell you? Central cabin electrics. Okay, so it should be sort of inside the car, I would think. So yeah, we're going to get used to obviously new things. Going to get used to how we read them. What does that say? Does that say on the bonnet fuse box? What does it call that? Yep, so that's pretty good. So it does say where it is. On a few of the other ones, they say relay box 1, relay box 2. This is saying central cabin. So yeah, fuse 35, 20 amp. We'll go and check that out. If not, we're going to go back down to the fuel pump control module, try and find where that is, and go from there. Now, does it say, let me get back, overview, component locations. Let's see if it gives us engine compartment. Doesn't say anything in there. Injection pump, no. What about, what is anything in here? No, so not the strongest on component locations, but again we can refer back to all data if needed. Repair instruction, diesel systems, that's got in it. Okay, does that just say what it is? High pressure pump, low pressure pump. It doesn't show any wiring diagram, but yeah, it gives you not a good layout of what goes where, how it comes off. You've got your fuel pressure regulator up there, fuel pressure sensor. Yep, that's the way that is. So that tells the ECU what is going on in this rail once the pump has pumped it up. That's a nice little system, that. Right, so yeah, right, let's go back to that fuse, check if that fuse has got power to it, just in case the fuse has blown. If not, we'll go down to the control module, or we could go down to the pump itself, because we're getting power. Yeah, let's see what's going on. So I've just done a quick double check to see how good the fuse layouts are. And yeah, it shows this is it, fuse 35, look down the side where it all is. And yeah, that looks fairly okay as well. Again, we're all used to the main one, what people use, and it is nice and good like that. But yeah, right, so we know exactly what fuse it is, what colour it is, and it's 20 amp. We're going to go there, let's find out what's going on. Right, so we was talking at the show we've just been to quite a few viewers of, oh, it's already open, of the way we record stuff and our new changes and stuff. And again, you know, when we're going to sort of, when we're talking about stuff, we do sometimes go in a bit in depth and then jump straight back into the testing or tell you the results. Again, you haven't processed, and people did agree to that. You know, I'm going, right, we've got this sensor, it does this, it's got 5 volt earth, blah, 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 blah. So let's go and check that. Bosh, straight away we're into it, and yeah, we've got 5 volt, you know, it's hard to keep up with possibly. So yeah, this is why we're slowing down. Again, we're going to show little bits of opening bonnets, putting meters on, you know, things like that, just slow the videos down a tad. So hopefully you'll be able to process, see what I've said, see our results, and instead of just bosh, 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 I've mentioned on the last video. So yeah, so let us know what you think about that. So let's get into this fuse box and find that fuse and see if it's got voltage. Right, so the fuse box is tucked right in there. It's a bit hard to see, but there's our layout as well. And fuse 35, yeah, it's there, but it's meant to be 20 amp. It's got a 30 amp in there, which concerns me. But we have got voltage to it, both sides. Let's see what the dealer stuff says about fuse 30. Fuse fuel on 40. Oh no, 35 we're looking for, aren't we? 35 ABS and stuff. Number 35. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, this one says fuse 35 is 30 amp. Bit weird, but yeah, so if that's right, and that goes to there, we will double check. Make sure we got the right info. So we'll go back to that fuel pump control module. Even if we've got live to it, what we'll do, we'll come back down here and pull that out and see if that makes a difference. Again, why is it difference between this and what Hello have said? It could be different models, different years have changed it for some reason, who knows? But yeah, doesn't mean to say it's wrong. So let's just make sure that is the right layout. Yeah, it's definitely the right one. So yeah, right, let's find that module. Again, we're either going to have to Google it or go onto All Data, find out exactly where it is. Again, sometimes you have to bounce between 2 or 3 different bits of data. One's going to give you loads of information on, you know, where all the parts are. We have issues with All Data trying to find a fuse locations. You know, again, when these rewritten ones, they're all in the same place in the same order. They're nice, easy, quick tests. And again, we're not deep into this car. We thought it was a flat battery. We're just checking the basics, so we don't need to go too deep. So everything has its own place, you know. So let's do some testing instead of waffling, hey? Let's find that. Well, this is Andy. So the actual module is behind the seat bolster. And obviously the tank is under the seat, I think, as far as I know. I found the module. So we're just going to have to take the rear seats out. With the split rear seats, you can get to it apparently, but these ones you can't. So I'm going to have to pull the lower part of the seat up. Let's test straight on there, actually, onto the pump. We could have power coming out of the module, but it's a pump what's failed. So we'll check there first before we take all the back of the seat out. And then we'll move on to that. Because it's in the same area, it's okay. If this module was in the boot and it was easy to get to, we'd do all our tests in and out there. So I'm going to strip that out first, and then we'll have a look, see what it's doing. I assume it's going to be... Oh yeah, there we go. So something that side, something this side. These are big thick wires which go over to there. Right, yeah, let's pop that off. 410 mils on there. See what we've got going on them wires. And yeah, see if we need to pull out this back cover. I don't know how far it comes out. It might just pop up. I don't know. Right, let's get that undone. So yeah, so the biggest thing is working out where you're going to start, and that can change as you go for depending where all the parts are, what you need to get to. So you might think one way is easiest to do, but if you can just do a quick check before you get there, you might have saved yourself a bit of time. So it's got big thick wires there. I should have an earth to them. Let's just go and grab my probe. So the brown, I would think, is going to have the earth, which it has. Now, if this ready coloured one, red and white, as an earth path, normally means the motor's okay, but not 100%. I'll leave that there. Hooked up. Oh, come on. Play games. Flick the ignition on and give it a crank. Well, that didn't crank very fast. That was ignition on, and that never changed. We are getting no signal from there even when we turn the ignition on. So we are going to have to go to that module. At least we unplug the module, we can power up that pump and see if the pump's working. If it starts then, we know we're on a winner. So battery's obviously low. We're going to get that on charge while we're doing it, while we get this out. And then, yeah, hopefully it's not too hard to get out. So normally just a couple of little bolts down here. Oh. Right, I'll show you when we've done it. Unfortunately, we're going to have to leave this one here. Like I said, we've got to strip the back of that seat out, find out what's going on with that module, see if we've got anything else going on, burnt wires or whatever. So let us know what you think of this video. Let us know what you think of having smaller videos and a few of them a week instead of one massive 40-minute video at the weekend, which you might not have time to watch, or, you know, you wait for us to do it, or would you like to split up into 3 or 4 videos a week? So yeah, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.